They say nothing lasts forever, but watch closely. Most people spend their lives drawing in the sand, trying to make the ocean respect their art. They fight the tide, they scream at the water, they bleed into the grains. But the ocean doesn't respect effort. It respects weight. It respects presence. Stop drawing. Become the stone.
Hey, I know where you are right now. I know the feeling. It's that heavy silence in your chest when you realize you've become the chaser. You know the moment I'm talking about. The moment you stop sending that extra text. The moment you stop checking if they saw your story. The moment you stop trying to remind them that you exist. And when you stop, everything starts to shift. But here's the trap. Most of you think you need to block them to move on. You think you need to post that vague status update. You think you need to prove you're over them. That is noise. That is still drawing in the sand. They start to feel it. Not because you blocked them, not because you begged, but because silence speaks in a language the ego cannot ignore. You see, pain isn't the problem. Attachment is. And you are addicted to the pain because it feels like love. You don't have to delete anyone to create distance. You just have to detach. You just have to step back and let time do what words never could. Because energy speaks louder than messages. Let's talk about the biology of why this works. Most people think closure comes from conversations. They think they need one last talk to understand why. But the truth? Closure comes from control. Control over where your energy goes and what you refuse to chase anymore. When you stop feeding a connection, it starts to fade on its own. That's energy conservation. When you constantly chase, you are signaling scarcity. You are telling them my time is cheap, my attention is free. But when you withdraw, you signal value. You don't need to block someone to create distance. You just stop responding to the old version of yourself that needed their validation. That version of you is dead. Bury them. When they realize they can't pull your emotions anymore, that's when it hits them. Not the silence itself, but the peace behind it. Let the absence do the talking. Every person who loses you goes through 3 stages. Memorize this. First, they don't notice. They think you're bluffing. They think you'll come back like always. Then, they wonder. Why hasn't she liked my post? Why hasn't he replied? The silence gets loud. And finally, they feel it. Because absence echoes louder than attention ever could. They start checking your page again. They start remembering the effort you gave so easily. They replay how you used to show up and they realize you're not showing up anymore. And that's when the lesson lands. You never have to explain why you walked away. Just walk away with peace. The distance will deliver the message for you. Quiet detachment is power. This is where most people mess up. They confuse detachment with anger. They go silent because they are bitter. That is not detachment. That is hidden attachment. Detachment isn't cold. It's clarity. It's when you stop trying to be understood by someone who was never listening. It's not punishment. It's peace. You don't need revenge. You don't need attention. You don't even need to be seen. You just need to move differently. Focus on your own growth so deeply that they have no choice but to feel your absence through your evolution. Nothing hits harder than seeing someone glow in silence after you lost access to them. Let it hit them silently. So, how do you do it? You replace the dopamine hit of their reply with the dopamine hit of your progress. Every time you want to text them, you do 10 push-ups. Every time you want to check their story, you read 10 pages of a book. You rewire your brain. You become the stone in the ocean. So, bro, you don't block them. You don't beg them. You don't break yourself trying to be remembered. You just move on quietly and let them feel the shift. Because the truth is, you were never asking for too much. You were just giving it to the wrong person. Let your peace do the talking. Let your silence remind them what they took for granted. And when they finally realize it, when they finally come back, don't look back. By then, you'll already be gone. You'll be somewhere higher, somewhere brighter, somewhere where their silence doesn't matter. This is your sign. Stop chasing. Start becoming. If this message found you today, it's because you are ready to drop the weight. I want you to do something for me. In the comments, write one word: detached. Declare it to the universe. Declare it to yourself. Let this comment section be a testament to everyone who chose themselves. Subscribe if you are ready to master your mind. Share this with someone who needs to hear the truth. And remember, the ocean respects the stone. Be the stone. I'll see you in the next one.